Cameos are the shiny new toy in Mortal Kombat 1. Some people love them, some people hate them, but after playing this game for a while, you come to realize one thing. Some of these cameos are absolutely whack as fuck. So while nerds like Sonic Fox and Ninja Killa were making spreadsheets to figure out the top tiers, I had just one question on my mind. Who are the corniest cameos in Mortal Kombat 1? Today, we're going to make a tier list and answer that question by putting all 21 cameo fighters into these 5 ranks. The homies, respect, mid, slightly corny, and porn stars. I'm going to judge their corniness based on a simple formula: how annoying they are online and the vibes they give off. Before you get mad at me, just keep watching to find out where your favorite cameo lands in the ranks. First cameo on the list today is Madame Bo. I think she goes firmly into the mid tier. Now, anyone who knows Mortal Kombat knows that Bo Cho is the OG version of Madame Bo, and he just clears her in like any sense of the word they can think of. Way more interesting IMO, his gameplay style, he's more of a drunken fist type character, and he honestly had like so much like sauce and swag and style that Madame Bo doesn't have at all. I don't hate her, like people barely really use her online, and she's not so annoying that like I would even consider putting her in corny or corn star, but she's definitely not someone that I'm like, oh, you must use Madame Bo, like I respect you. She's just like mid. Motaro. I'm gonna go with respect for Motaro. He has a teleport, which is like pretty annoying to deal with. He also has those tail shots that like kind of lock you down on block, but also he doesn't get used much online, so like not the most annoying one to run into. Like, but he's also a centaur. Like, I mean, come on, NRS was in their bag when they cooked this guy up. He can teleport as an Iron Tail. That's a pretty cool, you know, set of ideas for a character. And so because he's like so interesting, I'm gonna give him a respect. Darius. Ladies and gentlemen, we got our first member of the Homies Club, the place you want to be in this tier list that I've invented. Darius is cool. I mean, let me just zoom in for you guys. You see that bald head glistening, you see the shades, the confident look on his face, the goatee. He's got that tornado kick move. He has some moves where he'll like, boom, fight with your main character and do a little boom. Anyone who runs with Darius online is like, yo, that guy is a homie. I have the utmost respect. Darius mains, give yourself a pat on the back. Moving on to Cyrax. Now, is it just me, but I feel like I wish that this version of Cyrax was the main one, and the one that we got as the main character was the cameo, or maybe even a different cameo at all. So if you were playing the game when Cyrax was the meta, you might have flashbacks to this, but he was everywhere. People would use him with Johnny. Johnny would do some like safe string and then like do his uppercut, and then Cyrax would come and do his helicopter move, make it safe, and then Johnny would go again. Pretty much any character, Cyrax would just make you safe. That led to a lot of block strings and a lot of degeneracy. But then they kind of toned him down and he wasn't seen as much usage online like that anymore. But outside of that one move, he honestly has a pretty fun like kit. He has that exploding bomb self that he does. He has a net. He has a grab that'll explode. He's also just a robot ninja, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna say, like, as of today, because of his nerfs, I'm gonna have to put Cyrax in the respect tier. Moving on to Goro. I feel like that's mid. I feel like no emotions at all. I don't know. I think Goro's just the definition of mid this game. He's not in these tiers, but he's definitely not in these tiers, so I think mid's fine for him. Up next, we've got Frost. Seriously, ask yourself this question: when is the last time you ran into Frost online? After the beta, like, no one really touched her. I will say that they upgraded her haircut from Mortal Kombat 11.
Jesus Christ.
In terms of points going in her favor, she is a ninja. I'll put her in mid. Up next, we got Big Broski Jax. Come on, straight into the homies. He's one of the OG characters in Mortal Kombat. Always rocking that crispy fade in this game. Muscles out, guns out. He's got great combo extensions. Might be the least controversial take I have in this video. Ooh, Serena. Definitely a corn star. I feel like there's also gonna be zero debate on that. She had this like one move that was like a double hitting blade that allowed for the most easy Mickey Mouse, Disney Junior, Nickelodeon combos that, you know, my dog could pull off. She definitely is a corn star, and that makes her the first big loser of this tier list. But unfortunately, looking at who's next, I think Kung Lao is right after her. I used to rock Omni-Man Kung Lao, so I know for a fact that this guy is mad corny. That low hat, it used to be a lot more widely used before, you know, they added a lot more cameos to the game, but it's still pretty good. Oh, he's so cringe. So cringe. Moving on to Chameleon. Chameleon. She was one of those DLC cameos that was really, really good when she first hit the scene. The fact that like her whole identity is chameleon based, like she has no sauce of her own. She deserves to be put in slightly corny for right now. Kano. You know what, for Kano, I actually have an idea for him. Kano's getting his own tier. He downright might be the most heinous, the most diabolical, most disgusting, scummy character in all of Mortal Kombat, and that's like, there's a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat, but this guy is gotta be like top 3 minimum. He's probably one of the weaker cameos in my, just like off the top of my head, is like the fact that he's like so unique and distinct gives him a little points that keeps him at a corn star. All right, moving on to Mavado. Come on. I think that they did him really well in this game. I just like love the way he's like jumping across the screen. Also hasn't been in an MK game in a while, so it's good to see him back. He definitely deserves a spot in the homies tier. So the Mavado fans out there, I got you. All right, moving on to the OG ninjas, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I'm gonna put them actually both in the respect tier. I have to respect them. Like literally, they're the 2 mascots of the franchise. So they've got all the swag points, all the cool points you could ever want from 2 characters in this game. They actually have really cool designs. Like, I feel like their designs are way better than the ones we got for the base, like main roster versions of these 2. If you guys play these 2, I respect you. And that's what it is. Sektor, a Robo Ninja. You literally like cannot go wrong with that. I think Sektor and Cyrax are way cooler than their main roster counterparts. He does have those homie rockets, but it's not enough to outweigh the coolness factor of being a freaking robot ninja. All right, moving on to Shujinko. Yeah, that's pretty easy. He's a tough character to get a hold of because his gameplay changes so much depending on who you're fighting, and the fact that you have to like protect him, and he has his own like different unique way of playing the game compared to the other cameos. So again, he's one of those cameos that you don't see a lot online just because of like how different he is to the rest, but honestly, he definitely deserves my respect. I think that all players who play Shujinko should get like some sort of like award. All right, moving on to Sonya Blade, the OG waifu. Sonya Blade, I'm gonna put her in the respect tier. I don't know, I feel like I could see her being... Nah, I'll keep her in respect. She has the overhead leg grab. I wish that were me.
You's a freaky ass nigga!
If you rock with Sonya, I rock with you. Respect. Moving on to Tremor. Pros for Tremor include, you know, being a rock ninja. Imagine naming your kid Tremor. That'd be sick. I really hate to put him here, and I might catch some heat for this one, but I think that slightly corny is a good spot for him. I think that he is too strong right now. He's got a lot of forms that have great utility, which means that he gets used a lot online. I've seen Homelander Tremor, I've seen Omni-Man Tremor, I've seen Johnny Tremor, I've seen Sindel Tremor. Yeah, so honestly, if I see you running Tremor, I probably think that you're doing it because you're trying to sweat your ass off, and for that, you're slightly corny. Farah, I'm not even going to say anything about that. Corny. Corn star. Cornball. Stryker. Putting him slightly corny. No, I do like the fact that he's just a regular guy. You know, he's just a a regular dude. But the way that he allows people to play so degenerate online is pretty corny. Do I say corn star with him? Yeah, you're a corn star. The grenades. You do whatever string you want or whatever special you want. You cover up with grenades, you're basically unpunishable. If I run into someone running Stryker online, I just know I'm going to be having a not fun time. And so, yeah, if you're a Stryker main, you're a cornball. Last but not least, we've got Janet. Yeah. She's definitely one of the homies. She's like the idea they tried to do with Madame Bo, but actually done right. She has so much sauce in this game. She has sick combo. She does the splits. Personality galore. The sunglasses. The wrapped fists and arm. Like, she is actually like a good dupe character. So yeah, just to recap, we've got from lowest to top, the homies category. We've got Darius, Jax, Mavado, and Janet Cage. Moving on to respect, we got Motaro, Sektor, Cyrax, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Shujinko, and Sonya. Mid, we got Madame Bo, Goro, and Frost. Slightly corny, we got Chameleon and Tremor. Kano tier, we got just Kano. And then the porn stars, the big four, Serena, Kung Lao, Farah, and Stryker. So yeah, let me know where your main falls in this tier list, or if there's any changes that you would make to this. But to be honest with you, I think I did a pretty good job. Thank you guys for watching.